Look at all of that horrible black blanket weed. At least my swim's clear now. Probably the area that you can see just into the shadow all the way around this area here. A good 40 minutes of work to get that. Phil's just tackling up. I'm just about to tackle up. It's a lovely afternoon. My hands are filthy, my face is filthy. Everything stinks of silt and gas bubbles. But even while I was throwing the rake in, I could see carp moving in and having a nosy. So I'm going to set up 2 rigs, float rig and a worm on a bomb, and we'll see what happens. Fingers crossed. Your man over in the corner over there, if you can just about see him, he's had 2 fish. Not seen him catch any more. He's in a weedy swim. Not been over to have a chat with him, so I hope he's fishing floating baits. Let's crack on and see how we do. I'll set up, bait up, start fishing. Been fishing about 20 minutes now. Poor old Phil's got trouble with floating, algae floating across his swim where he's raked when he's disturbed it. Let's see if we can see my float anywhere. There it is. Lovely yellow float. Very, very well disguised. Well, it's not disguised, it's the opposite, isn't it? Stands out very, very well against that dark background. Sort of luminous yellow. No bites yet. I've seen a couple of fish moving. Pint of maggots down there. A bag of worm from Angling Direct, Dendrobinas. I'll show you my little worm rig in a bit. It's quite an interesting one because I caught my worm kebab. But, I don't know how it's going to work because I really don't know how clean the bottom is down there after all of that raking. You never get it all. But we will just see. So it's fishing the worm on a sleeper rod down there with the bait runner very, very lightly set. So if I get a bite, rather than the fish run, just a straight bomb rig with a hair rig, 2 worms, snip the end of the worms off. I'll show it to you in a little bit. Just fished in that little hole about, where's my finger gone? Let's find it. About there. Yes, lovely camera. So it's 4:15 now. Got ages to fish that goes dark, about 8:30. Hopefully my phone won't ring with some sort of domestic emergency. I've got to stay out here. Have a nice evening fishing, especially once all these off-road bikes disappear. It's still not moved. So I've had quite a few of these now. Roach and rudd. It's a nice little roach, palm sized roach, probably 2-3 ounces. On the float, taking double maggot, a shallow right up, I'm only fishing about 18 inches deep now. I'm reining maggots in with the catapult. Well, reining foot in. When I'm feeding sparingly, it's 2 and 3, and when I'm reining maggots in, it's 5 and 6 at a time. Phil thinks I'm extremely stingy with the bait, but I do find that it's much better to underfeed than overfeed, and I do like them competing for it. But I've fished slightly further out, right on the edge of the area where I've raked, and that's where I've been finding the fish. So let's hope something a little bit bigger moves in as the evening progresses. It's taken about 2 hours to catch the first fish. I had some small rudd, decent sized roach, a few more rudd, and then this one. So I'm probably up to about half a dozen fish now, and just starting to hit into the bites, which is good news. So let's hope the evening gets better as it goes, as it gets a bit darker. So now at 7 o'clock, I've caught probably 20 roach and rudd. It's about 6 ounces on double maggot. Not a touch on the worm rig, but I'm having a change. This quill that my friend Mike Coots has made is coming off. It only took a single BB, and I've replaced it with this fabulous loaded waggler that was given to me by Ian Heaps, ex-world champion a few years ago. He's got his signature on there somewhere. There it is, you can't see it that well. The camera, no. And they're called gadgers. I think one of his friends makes them. Loaded wagglers. Right, if you look there, it's got a load of like insulating wire, lead wire down there at the bottom. When I'm fishing a waggler, I tend to use float stops instead of split shot each side of the eye on the float, so that I can slide them up and down the line a little bit better. And I'm fishing still double maggot on a size 16 hook, but this time I'll shorten the rig somewhat, so I'm only 12 inches deep or so, and I'm fishing now another 20 yards further out and getting a biter chuck, which is good news. Plenty of carp and bigger fish moving out there. Let's see if I can hook into them. Otherwise it's continuing with the small stuff, which I don't mind because I love fish. So I think I need to thank my friend Mr. Heaps for the donation of his lovely float, because it's resulted in a very beautiful little rudd, or possibly the smallest fish of the evening. I was hoping for something a little bit bigger than that. Maybe they'll come along in a bit. Phil, you going to join the rave? Okay, I'm putting that on Facebook. We should stop fishing, Phil. We should go down the road, buy a bit of gear, stop fishing, join the party.
Yeah.
Here we go. Activity. Let's find my float. Look at those bubbles. So, probably just coming up to 8 o'clock now. Oh! I'm going to have to learn how to make videos and fish at the same time, aren't I? What an idiot. Hey? Did you see that bite? Yeah, you did. I didn't. I was too busy filming. Oh well, back to the drawing board. Have you done it? Is it running?
Yeah.
So here we go, last cast of the night. It started off very slow after we break that swim, and now I probably had 40 or 50 roach and rudd. Disco stopped, but the fish are biting. So here we go, last cast, and I can virtually guarantee you that we're going to get a bite. We'll put it in position A there, where we've been feeding up. Float settles. Down it drops. And just like before, famous last words.
Nothing.
Nothing. There we go, a bite. I did get
But he
a bite.
misses it.
Alright, so in the grand manner of final cast, we'll have one last one, because I want to finish with the fish. Here we go. Folks, this is that Ian Heaps. Oh, it's bouncing everywhere. It was bouncing everywhere. Come on, that's the third last cast. Ian Heat's loaded waggler, a gadger. It's a really good float actually. Oh, there we go. Rise, drop.
With right.
Yeah, we'll just let it settle. There's quite a lot of small rub. It's busy drifting to the left. And come on. It's now the video's on, so I've gone pear-shaped. There's a bite.
And
that's the end.
And that's it. I gotta stop it.
Do you know what, Phil? Doesn't matter.
Keep it going.
Keep it going for 2 more minutes, and we'll see what happens. Sitting on the weed. Oh!
And here it comes.
The microfish. See, they don't call me the fishing fiend for nothing. Well, they don't call me that. That's what I call myself, isn't it? But it's like the trade descriptions act. There we go. So actually, really nice. Look at the colour of the dorsal fin on that fish. Absolutely lovely. Some pristine fish in there. Absolutely lovely. Another tiny. You never get fed up with catching them, do you? No. And that's it. Good night. There we go. Cheers, Phil. Thanks for the video.